Namaste. Welcome back to Mindful Serenity Yoga with Nancy. I know I'm kind of standing in a silhouette again. The sun is quite bright outside me, but it seems to be the only place where I can tape right now. So I'm hoping you'll forgive me for that. We're going to continue answering questions from the jar. I'm going to take a question like I've been doing, and after taking a deep breath, I'm going to try to answer it within a 10-minute time frame. So this is an exercise, like I've said many times, that I do more for me than anybody else. It helps me to assimilate what I'm learning. It helps me to get it to sink in a little bit more. So I am going to reach into the jar. My dog wants to jump up on me, and she's got very sharp nails. And I'm going to read it. That one I already did. I don't know how that ended up back in there. Okay, I got the question. I'm going to start the timer. I take a deep breath. And the question is, what does it mean when we are told to go deep? What does it mean when we are told to go deep? Okay. So this question is quite I'm sorry, my dog is scratching my legs. I'm crazy because I don't know what she wants. This question is a good question because it has to do a lot with what I write about and talk about. What does it mean when we go deep? Well, I think deep definitely means going further inside, further into the depths of who we are, rather than carrying on in a linear fashion on the superficial level. I think I mentioned before, and I think I learned this from Eckhart Tolle, about this analogy of looking at the world as two planes. We have the horizontal plane this way, and then we have a vertical plane. Now the horizontal plane is where most of us are. It is the materiality, the material world, the world of form, where we focus mostly on the little me, the egoic mind, that part of us that feels separate and individualized and in need to protect its self-identity. And we look to the outside world to help us maintain that sense of an identity and that sense of me-ness. So we're constantly grabbing and clinging things from the outside world, whether they be in the form of material objects, jobs, relationships, certain states of being. I shouldn't say certain states of being, certain states of getting what we need from the outside. Health, maybe, for example, is another one. And it also includes our thoughts and our feelings and, our perceptions, our ideas, our beliefs. So that's all on this level. Now, as an individual, we're also in a collective. So we not only have the individual ego, but we have the collective ego. People who have the same belief systems as we do, people that look the same way we do, people who think the same way we do, etc. Maybe clump together in these collective egos. So this is what's happening on the superficial level, and this is where we spend most of our lives, right? We're so into the me, you can't see beyond it. It's like we're taking this wonderful light of consciousness, that is the ability to see all, and we're focusing it on me, on this really narrow spectrum, this small, narrow aperture, or this, taking the lens, for example, and just narrowing right in, focusing right in on one particular thing. And that thing is us and all our problems and what's happening to us and where we fit in this world and what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we own, what we don't own, what we have for a job, who we're with, all that. So that's our narrow focus. And it's a very, very narrow focus. But that tends to make up this horizontal plane, right? And we're born and we travel on the plane until we die. And that time between birth and death on this plane is a time of us getting everything we can from life. So it's us manipulating life as if life is here for our little meanness, our personal psyches, to have them flourish and grow and whatnot. It's very hard to be happy here because even though we're grabbing things and being able to get the things from the outside that make us feel good inside, there's an inner voice in us that says, oh, this is not good. This is not the way it's meant to be. We're meant to be deep. We're meant to go in that vertical plane down into the depths of who we are. This is not who you are, this little me that you got grabbing and clinging and pushing away the unpleasant things. That's not who you are. That's just a self-made identity that travels along this superficial layer. But if we have everybody on this layer believing and thinking the same thing as one big collective ego, then this way we're functioning, this way we're looking at life is validated as being real. So we think it's real. We think this is it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get born and we're going to accumulate and try to avoid pain up until the time we die. What kind of a life is that? Because we can't avoid pain and we can't get all the things we think we need to make us feel good inside. We still have that little internal voice chirping and chattering saying, no, there's more to this, there's more than this. And it takes so much energy to push that down, so much energy to push down those painful experiences that mind says, no, you're not going to deal with that on this plane, you don't have time. So we push it down. And so we have all these samskaras as well as these this internal voice that wants to speak to us, pushed down below the surface of our consciousness. And it requires a lot of energy to do that. So we're fatigued on this level. Like we're walking around zombies on this level of the superficial plane. When we're asked to go deep, when this little inner voice says, go deep, or someone else says, you be deeper, you're so superficial, go deeper, or there's more to life than this, we're asked to take that vertical plane. Now, we can go right, the vertical plane's cross-secting through the horizontal plane, so it can go up. And that's our tendency to look upward towards heaven and to God as if it's outside of us, looking for that, for validation for our lives, give us purpose, meaning, waiting to die so we can go to heaven, so it'll all make sense. But there's another way we can go. We can take that vertical plane and cross-sect right through the superficial layer and go deeper. Go into self, where the true answers are, where we're not, contaminated by the dogma or the opinions or the beliefs of others on the superficial layer, or even when we look at this idea of looking up as far as religion goes, we're not contaminated by that. We have this opportunity to go deep and discover the truth that is within us. And that truth that we're looking for is basically, who am I? Who am I? If I take everything away from the superficial layer, who am I? And that's what we get when we go deep. So if I start peeling off layers of the superficial that is on top of this cross-secting line of the vertical plane, then I'm going to notice that, okay, I'm not this body. I'm in this body, but I'm not this body. There's a possibility when this body dies, I'm going to continue. Deeper we go, the more connected to consciousness, we know that happens. I'm not my thoughts. And 90% of our lives in this plane are spent in thought mode. So when we don't have our thoughts, what are we? Right? I'm not these feelings. I'm not my beliefs. I'm not my perceptions, the way I see the world. I'm not the job I do. I'm not anything I do. I'm not what I have or what I own in material value. I'm not my roles in a relationship, no matter what type of relationship we're speaking about, be it a partner relationship or a familial relationship or siblings, whatever. We're not that. Okay, we are more. We go deeper. You start to realize I'm none of these things. So when we go deeper, what we're realizing is that superficial layer is not who we are. Anything that we thought we were on it, anything we ascribed to when we were walking along the superficial plane is not who we are. We go deeper into self. We go deeper into truth. We go deeper into realizing who we are without the superficial layer. Now, this layer up here, the horizontal plane, is temporary, okay? It's constantly changing. Things are coming in, things are going, right? People are coming into our lives, people are leaving our lives. It's just the way it works. Nothing stays, nothing is permanent. But what's down here is permanent. It doesn't change. It doesn't go away. Who we are at this level is permanent, okay? We're easily disturbed on this level. We're always fighting off disturbance, pushing things away, On this level, we don't get disturbed. We just have this quiet neutrality, quiet, spacious equanimity and neutrality. So when we go deep, we are going into peace. When we're up here, we're too reactive and easily disturbed. So when someone asks us or says to us, go deep, or we start listening to that voice that says go deep, what we're going to recognize is that we are going into peace. We're leaving the world of stress, anxiety, and fear, and we're falling into peace. We're falling into a state of being where we don't get disturbed by anything that's moving along the horizontal plane. As long as we know that who we are belongs in the depths of the vertebral plane, in that deeper sense, then anything that happens up here is not going to matter. We're going to observe it. We can enjoy it. We can still have things and relationships and whatnot, but we're not going to be so attached to them that we identify as them. When we go deep, we realize who we are. And we're not superficial. We are the essence of everything. So that's what it means when we go deep. So I'm hoping that answered your question and didn't confuse you. I thank you again for joining in, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a wonderful day. Time is up. Namaste.